Hello everybody, good to be back with you on this Wednesday as we move into our next race meet, which of course takes place out at Hollywood Bets Greyville this afternoon. We have a program where we get bipods and place accumulators and all of that up relatively early. There's the social media on the screen, 069 164 3272. Keep sending your name and email address to the WhatsApp number, and we'll keep feeding you the necessary information, of course, as well as our Twitter account, which has already been updated for you. All right, straight into the action. Darren Burrows, we're going to you first and start up with the first to give us an idea as to what you recommend we do race one and how many runners we need in the exotics.
Clyde, there's a lot of talk for Barzigar after a break. That form line stood up quite nicely back in August. If I'm not mistaken, he had knee chips removed. I could be wrong. They're expecting him just about to win. And from a good draw, the field, without the Cotton Ron running, I think he'll just about win if 90% fit.
Okay, well, the form line had Smith and Weston come out of there, Daryl. That's one of your horses, so you like a lot of that horse, but a lot of seconds in that form line as well, so it's quite consistent.
Well, Clyde, he's been off for 228 days. And I just looked at the comment in the front of the computer form. It states, will need the run, not may need the run, will need the run. So I was put off completely by that.
Okay.
That's hence the reason for me not putting him in my perms. Clyde, have a look at number 4, Sea of Tears. Now, she's well exposed. She's had numerous starts where she's let the side down. But she does get that 4-kilogram pull, Clyde. She gets a sex allowance and she gets a 1.5 kg apprentice allowance from Rachel. So, if anything, that could swing it in her favor. But I've won several horses in the opening leg of the bipods. I'm not keen on this race, to be quite honest.
Okay, not an easy race. A lot of the time, when horses come off that sort of break and may need the run, as is expressed in the comment, it also depends on the quality of the field, or what sort of horses are you taking on here. It doesn't look too strong. There's not much depth in terms of form as far as what we can see, so it does look quite tough. But let's take a look. Here we go. We've got some information for you. We're starting with Daryl Marie's bipod, and he's going a lot of horses in the first. He's looking to run them over, so that's the case, and he's placed in his, I beg your pardon, his bipod, and he does come up with a banker just now in the third race. He's bankering number 5, Don't Stop Me Now, as one of his bankers, and with all those numbers on the screen, if you happen to take that for a full unit, it's 144 Rand. Daryl's also worked out a place accumulator as the starts now. And first leg, again, it's gone horses by horses. Banker the 5, so we're depending on Don't Stop Me Now for the Andre Nel. Robert Carty in particular has been riding well. Look at his odds on favourite. It's a 7 to 10 shot. So we are expecting that to win. And then we've got quite a few horses thereafter. 4, 6, 7 in the fourth leg, by 1, 2, 3, by 5 and 8. And the last leg of his PA, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Darren Burrows has also worked out some activity early. Place accumulator starts race 1. Same banker as Daryl, and I'm sure many others. He Don't Stop Me Now in race 3, number 5. After that, in the fourth leg, he went 3, 6 and 8, by 2 and 6, by 3, 5 and 8, and at the back 2 and 5, and that's a 144 Rand PA cost. Get your bipods and your place accumulators on now. Welcome back, everybody. On to race number 2, and this is a 1400 meter event where 22 to 10 about Gardenia favourite. Number 7 Spring Kiss is at 5 to 2. The stable in KwaZulu-Natal is in particular good form, Andre Nell's yard. And Robert Carty, I've been liking the way he's got his confidence back. His second choice at 5 to 2 here. And well, Mace Roberts has got a few in here. He's got both Fabulous and Looney Clips. There are a few that can win from that stable. They're in very good form and can never be ignored. All right, Darren, we've had a look at your PA bipods, etc., but reassessing race number 2 now, where you've got Gardenia top of the boards. Would that be your first choice?
Clyde, I've been for Gardenia many times in the past, and she is a 6-year-old, so how much is she going to improve? Yes, she's having a peak run, third run after a rest. I thought the improver in the race is definitely the Cape Town Raider, Jam Jam. Now, they have removed the blinkers, and that is probably the winning move. 3 runs back without the blinkers, got beat 1 3/4 lengths by Gold Poker Game. If you put Gold Poker Game in a race of this nature, she would start 4 to 10 on. Her last two starts with the blinkers were below par. So I'm expecting Jam Jam to bounce back to best. Of the rest, Gardenia, Spring Kiss.
James 5-1 at the moment. How's the Cotton stable taken in Durban since they've gone there?
Yeah, they're
Having
doing
winners,
well.
or they're doing well? Happy with their form. Of course, to watch that form line seems fairly decent. Jam on the what's that horse's name of Staith's Future Turn's not a bad horse.
Future Turn, Professor Snape also ran in there, Clyde. He was desperately unlucky in his local debut.
So Darren might be onto something here.
Paper Trail ran third yesterday. I like the fact that the blinkers come off and she's going to be my top pick too. So I'm going Jam Jam ahead of Gardenia. Now Darren touched on the fact that she's a 6-year-old mare. Poor old 6-year-old mare hasn't won for 600 days, Clyde. She's run 2 places and she's been given 1.5 kilogram penalty. She picked up another kg last time out. It's going to make it tougher for her, but she's obviously in good form after that rest. So 4 from 6 for me. Jam Jam, the one to beat.
If you don't know, 5 and 8 have both been scratched. They're not running. Let's get on to our second race. It's a pick 6 opportunity now. So I would imagine Jam Jam is right in there, number 4, and that is the case from Darren Burrows. And the second leg, he'll be bankering number 5, hoping that arrives in the pick 6s, as many more will be doing the same. Don't Stop Me Now, from the yard that's in very good form at the moment. What's assistant trainer to Andre Nel? He's do you know? Byron, yeah. Speaks very well, Byron. Comes across with a lot of confidence. And, yeah, I think that stable's very hot at the moment. Third leg is gone 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. The fourth leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10 by 3, 5, 7, and 8. And the last leg, 2, 3, 5, and 9. Perhaps it's worth a 10% strike. Well, upon recording the show at 10 o'clock this morning, Don't Stop Me Now, number 5 on the card is 7 to 10. I'm not sure what it is currently whilst you're watching at race time. 6, Tommy the Kid for MJ Odendaal, second choice at 4 to 1. And number 8 on the card, Pixie in Love, is trading at 4 to 1. Joint second favourite. But then after that, it's as much as you want about the others, I would imagine. 20 to 1 bar those 3. The Odendaal stable, who mentioned to us that there was a little bit of an issue or something there was an underlying issue. What was the problem there again?
He's been scratching several of his runners recently with the virus, Clyde. But then again, I think Ingara ran a place on Monday, ran third. So the ones that he is running, or the ones that are running, are doing themselves justice. So if this one takes his lineup, you must be confident in knowing that he's going out there in good order.
Right.
But he is held on form by Don't Stop Me Now. And Don't Stop Me Now looks ready to exit the maiden ranks. The only thing he has to do, Clyde, is settle in running, and I think he'll get the job done. Form line's standing up well. Johnny's Hope has won 2 since there, Clyde. So one for the trifecta could be number 1, Yickle Stickle. Going further now, blinkers get fitted, Clyde. Nice little roughie for the back end of trifecta and quartet.
Yickle Stickle, nice price, and form not too bad. Well, it comes from that Gimme Gorgeous form line, eh?
Yeah, you can't reverse it, but like
maybe
I said,
improvement
put
to
him
come.
in your trifecta and quartet.
Fair enough. Darren Burrows, we're not going to get a story about how this favourite's going to get run over or something like that after the race. And we all want to banker this. We've bankered it now, so we don't want any stories after the race, right? We're not expecting any, correct?
Yes, Clyde. This should win quite comfortably. You know, that last form line stood up. He was staying on nicely at the finish. He holds his nearest rival, Tommy the Kid, on the Gimme Gorgeous form line. He finished 2 1/4 lengths ahead of Tommy the Kid. So I can't see him reversing the form. And I think the whole country is going to be bankering Don't Stop Me Now, and he should deliver.
Okay, that's the plan. Here we go with our first jackpot, Bank of the 5. This is Don't Stop Me Now. Second leg of Darren's jackpot, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. The third leg, quite a lot of runners there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. And the last leg, 3, 5, 7, and 8. One of the more difficult races on the card, or more challenging, should I say, is a handicap at the 77 level. It's over 1,900 metres. The market this morning at 10 o'clock had number 3, Pirate Prince, top of the boards at 7 to 2. Number 7, Blazing Light, is 5 to 1. Number 4, Eventador is 5-1. 2, Cesara, 15-2. 5, Rodriguez, 15-2. 6, Warrior Bling, 15-2. Then number 1, Grimaldi, you can get around 14-1, I think it is. Is it that price? 17-2. 17-2, as in the 8's Flying Grace. Then you can get, I think, all quoted. Also, Arrow's Mark, who's 16-1. So all runners quoted. Not an easy race, I guess. Mr. Burrows, so help us out, chap.
Well, Clyde, I hope by now Don't Stop Me Now's one because I thought Pirate Prince was a nice double. I think he's the right horse. I know he's returning after a break. But you know what? This horse gives me the impression the more time off, the better because he's a late maturing type of horse that's only going to get better with age. And I was very impressed with his last win. I'm just hoping he's not sluggish away because he has been sluggish out the gate before. So if he holds his position, I think he'll do his best work late. Of the rest, Warrior Bling, Eventador, Blazing Light, Flying Grace all got chances.
Yeah. I don't know, you agree with that statement with the favourite? I mean, with this horse that he's referring to, Darren, Pirate Prince?
Yeah, Clyde, when I see a horse being rested for nearly 4 months, well, longer than 4 months, and in cracking form, why would they arrest a horse like that if he's in good form? Something must have
So
gone
you're
wrong.
worried about it.
Yeah, so I've got my doubts.
And the
because
form
of
line
that.
hasn't worked out too well either. That's what worries me.
Yeah, but he's an improving sort. But the rest concerns me. It would nice to get Alison Wright's comments because she's got a few live wires over here.
Yeah.
Eventador Clyde quickened up well last time out. He needs to get that cover.
Yeah.
He's track and trip suited. Just at the weights, he's got his work cut out with Blazing Lights. He's 3.5 kilograms worse off for a length and a half beating. So on paper, Blazing Light should certainly reverse that form. But I thought he won with a bit in hand last time out. Warrior Bling, Clyde, go back to his run. He's actually run on the poly track before. It was in Fairview, or at Fairview.
Right.
He ran in the Glenair Stakes, the Glenair Trophy, listed event. That was a cracking effort on his behalf. But he is a 6-year-old, not going to Hollywood at this stage of his career, and certainly won't be. But he's going to strip fitter, and he's capable. So I'm going to go 4, 7, and 6 in that order.
Do you give any sort of a chance to a horse like Grimaldi? I'm just out of curiosity. I see he's come down, quite dramatically. Well, what was it, 84? And now, I don't know, what is Grimaldi now in the rating? There's a 70, I think.
Yeah, he's coming down, Clyde, but he's just back end of quartet, maybe.
Maybe, okay.
I don't think he's done enough to deserve a winning claim.
All right. Okay, well, there it is. We got it. Let's get on to the next jackpot. It's another jackpot opportunity. If you haven't taken one already, here's jackpot 2 from Daryl Marie, where he's going 4, 6, and 7 in the first leg. By second leg, he's going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. Then 5 and 8. And then the last leg he's going with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So he's taken his chances here, Daryl, by excluding Pirate Prince in the first leg. On to the next race on the card now. Let's talk about our race number 5 on the card, which in this case, the social media reminder, the Twitter, there it is, at Weighted to Win. It's already up for you. And our WhatsApp, 069 164 3272. We're now going on to group number 8. Can you believe we're going on to group 8 on our WhatsApps?
Sure.
8 groups running and flying. Thank goodness. It's lovely to have everybody involved and following. Clearly, the people out there, our viewers, enjoyed Daryl Marie and Darren Burrows in terms of the information. Mr. Marie, let me start with you. Let's talk about this race. We've I see they bet 7-2 the field. Catalaya Summers, one of the horses that's top of the boards, does appear to be the horse to beat. What do you make of it?
I'll give her a chance, Clyde. She certainly puts herself in the race. She generally goes out in front, and she's a dangerous front runner. If she gets it easy up front, I can see her notching up another victory because she's in cracking form and she's racing fit. Very little against her. There's a lot of Dala form line, or Dala. Not quite sure what to make of it. Meredith Grey was unlucky in that outing. She could possibly reverse the form with Bay Breeze. But then again, Bay Breeze beat her and she's better off at the weights with Meredith Grey. Meredith Grey's stable have turned. Clyde, I think I found some value over here in number one, Malcolm's Dream. Now you can see she went off form, right? After her maiden victory, she put in 2 stinkers. She went off form and they put her away. They rested her. Look at her comeback start behind Sleek as Silk. Now listen to this, Clyde. Sleek as Silk won again, right? Mel's Princess won 2 from there. Maria Coralina won 2 and Dance Me Lord won from there. That form line is very, very powerful. Then last time out, I have to put a line through her latest effort. It was in the soft conditions. I don't think that was quite her. I'm hoping that she's back to her penultimate effort. Because she has won over the course in distance. She's got a 1 draw. I think she's the value in the race. Would I be surprised to see her finish midfield? No, I won't. But based on her comeback efforts, I think she can pull this off.
Okay. All right. That's Daryl's assumption. Mr. Burrows, I want to ask you, this was Magna Marta. I give it a bit of a chance. It's 6-1 at the moment. And the reason I do is because, of course, Magna Marta came from Valeria's Dream. And you remember that Capriana won just the other day. And now going over the ground again has won over this sort of distance before. You give it a chance?
Clyde, last time out, I thought she was close to a good thing. And she blows the start. That's her problem. She doesn't jump and she finds herself at the back of the field. So obviously if she jumps on terms, then she can get into the race early, but she does jump awkwardly. So not for me today. Meredith Grey impressed me last time out. I watched that replay. She turned into the straight a long way back, and I thought she made good headway. She's only got 52.5 kilos, and I'm hoping that Muzi jumps her out and gets her into a position early, because if she's in a striking position, 3 lengths off them turning for home, she could run them down. Malcolm's Dream, I wasn't happy with the way she moved down to the start last time out. And during the race, she was tailed off from the beginning, never traveling. So that's a concern for me. Everglades comes from Cape Town. That form line behind Supreme Dream and Poitre Mar wasn't franked yesterday. So I can tell you one horse that is fancied by the stable is Sing for Winter back on the poly. So follow the market closely. You could see big improvement back on poly.
Okay, well, that's quite an interesting one. Sing for Winter, and that is trading at 20-1. But Darren says Meredith Grey, that's the one. Next race on the card, let's move on now to race number 6. 2 sides to a story. It's 7-2. Number 8, Whirly Whirly, 6-1. 6-9, I beg your pardon, Cape Town Affair is at 6-1. 7-1, number 2, Giuseppe Song. And the 3 on the card, Hippocrates, is at 7-1. And then all around the world is at 8-1. You can get about number 1, Raven Sword. They're all quoted 10-1, 6, Lulu the Legend, and 7, Action Stations, 10-1. All right. Always 2 sides to a story, or what?
Now, Clyde, how do you knock a horse that's only had 2 starts on the polytrack surface and has done extremely well? I mean, in his comeback start, penultimate effort, he won over the course in distance. He won comfortably. Have a look at the pace in the race. Hippocrates, Cape Town Affair, all around the world. They're going to make it honest. He likes to be given a chance, and his 2 efforts since returning from a rest have been really good. Rachel knows him extremely well. Washington's not going to raid if he's not in good order, so I'll make him the horse to beat. If you just watch Whirly Whirly's later start, you'd be very, very impressed because a lot went wrong for him. And I think, although he's got a hefty weight to shoulder, he could be the horse to beat because I was really impressed in the manner in which he was finishing that race off despite not getting the clearest of passages. My only concern with him, Clyde, and I'd love to know, is whether he's travelled to Joburg and back since his last starts.
I would assume he has.
Yeah, because
I'm just guessing, but I
it's
don't
just
know the
over a
answer.
week since we last saw him, and now he's back in KZN. If that hasn't taken its toll, I think he could prove very hard to beat him here.
Okay, interesting. Mr. Burrows, what do you make of that?
Clyde, I like Whirly Whirly. Last time out, when he was making his run towards the outside, the gaps closed on him. He only finished 1.5 lengths off them, and he was easing off heels for about 100 meters. So he could have finished right on top of the leaders. He is an 8-year-old. that has to be a concern. But he is an 11-time winner, and he comes into the race, even though top weight, he's pretty well in. I thought Hippocrates won well last time out. He's gone up 5 points, but he over course and distance, good winner last time. And two sides to a story. One over course and distance in his penultimate and wasn't disgraced behind Mabaneng after that. So I'm going 8 to beat 3 and 5.
Okay. Interesting race. Not easy. 8 to beat 5 from Darren, is that right? And Daryl Marie, he's going 5 and 8. So they're both on the same horses here. Two sides to a story. And whirly, those are the two in this race. However, having said all of that, it does appear to be wide open. Last race on the card. Let's go to Darren Burrows and talk to him about the final race. And we'll come to Daryl Marie in a moment. 5 to 1 the field here, Mr. Burrows. So give us that 20 to 1 shot.
Clyde, I don't have a 20 to 1, but I think a 6 or 7 to 1 in Voldemort. I think his best trip is 1200 meters. He's tried 14. He's held on over 14 on the poly previously, but 1200, have a look a couple of runs back. He challenged a horse like Silvano's Dasher to the line. They pulled well clear. In his penultimate start, he ran 1 length off Let It Burn. He had Proud Master, number 5, 3 parts of a length in front of him, and he's now 1.5 kilos better off with Proud Master. Then touching on Proud Master, he's a poly specialist, and I think he's going to run well fresh. So I'm going 2 and 5 to fight it out, followed by Just a Guy thing for minor money.
Yeah, Voldemort's been in the company of the likes of Bluff on Bluff and Benjamin. We saw it happen yesterday. Tell me, Mr. Marie, your first choice?
Noble Sniper.
Noble Sniper, yeah.
Yeah. Clyde, he's had 2 starts on the poly, right? He was off an 83, returning from a rest, far from disgraced, beaten 3 lengths. Then was rested thereafter again, off an 82, far from disgrace, beaten 1.5 lengths. He's now off a 77. He's racing fit now. I think he's a big price. I'd certainly have a each way nibble on number 3, Noble Sniper.
1200 the game.
Listen, I don't know if 1400 could possibly be his best trip, but I think he's more than capable of the 1200.
All right, so dropping in ratings, Noble Sniper. What price is Noble Sniper? Just as a matter of interest, everybody, I'll tell you now. Noble Sniper, number 3 on the card, is 16 to 1 to win, and around 3 to 1 a place. So there might be a bit of value in that as well. Problem with a race like this, a lot of these horses just haven't won for a long time, and that's the other thing. But anyway, we have to move forward, make sure we can put something together, and this is what we intend on doing in the last race. We're going with 2 and 5 in terms of the very last race. You heard from Darren about Voldemort and the 5 horse on the card that he likes as well, Proud Master. Not forgetting Daryl Marie Shrudy is number 3, Noble Sniper.